welcome to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. Kind of breaking the fourth wall. This is me from the future editing. I wanted to give some background on this episode. This was a episode that we did a while back, January. It was the first of a few that we were thinking we were going to record that focused around dry January. Obviously, that was a while ago, and this is just coming out mid-April. So there was a hiatus. So we're kind of just throwing this one out there. Disregard some of the stuff we say as far as the timeline, but hopefully we get to a normal scheduling with future episodes. And this episode is just kind of about taking a step back from whiskey, alcohol, and enjoying tea. Of course, I say that now, sipping my spotted cow. Spotted cow. But hopefully you guys enjoy, and thanks for waiting up.
This is Goodbye Sierra Mist, Telos, Starry, Pepsi, New Lemon. That is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Why would they get rid of Sierra Mist?
They're getting rid of Sierra Mist?
Yeah, they're changing the name to Starry Pepsi. I know. It's the same soda, but
Wait,
new.
Starry Pepsi, what? I thought Sierra Mist was Coke.
No, that's a Sprite.
I thought Sierra Mist was the Mountain Dew competitor.
No, Sierra Mist is the Sprite competitor.
Oh.
Because it's a lemon lime soda.
Right.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Woo!
It is recording, but I can pause it.
Sure.
I just want to listen to the longest song in existence, and then I never die.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Whiskey House Pub House episode. Insert episode number here.
Episode 55.
Today's episode is not about whiskey at all. It's so much better, so much more delicate, succinct, and we have a guest host with us today. Would you like to please introduce yourself?
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Indy. I'm back. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Indy, Indy returns from her hiatus on the show from the last tea episode we did. And this is a resurgence, a sequel, a re-release, a remake. It's a sequel. Today we're going to be trying some more teas and discussing the flavor profiles that we get. And our overall enjoyment of them. So
He hasn't even introduced
Wow.
his co-host.
no,
I want funny mushroom tea.
You already know they're
you guys
here.
didn't make any noises except for Carter, and that is his intro. It's just him going.
The listener's like, oh, okay, that guy's here again.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm
he's
still
still
here.
Where's the pterodactyl
Yeah,
noises?
but if you'd like to, feel free. You can say your names.
Hi, it's me.
Perfect.
It's him.
Is that guy?
Dylan here,
Is that guy?
Zach and Carter's co-host,
Yes.
as normal. Yeah. So Zach kind of already got into it. Indy's here. Love.
Hey guys.
So happy to have Indy again. The first tea episode,
Thank
which
you.
Carter was not a part of,
No.
was
Sad.
super fun.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder when we did that. Was it in
boy.
2020?
I can look that up, but
Yeah.
I do think it was, and it was very early on. I think even before we got into the double digits.
Wow.
So, but I'll look that up. Let's.
I was the OG podcast
Yeah,
supporter.
You were.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll look that up while we'll just kind of go around, and we'll start with Zach. Do kind of just a life update
Life update.
and any interesting whiskey thing.
So in my life, I have spiraled into a downward depression of sorrow and angst. I haven't left my bedroom in months. All of my interpersonal relationships have crumbled into shambles. I care about nothing and no one, and no one cares for me. That's all a lie. I've had a great time. What's new in my life is I've been buying more whiskeys, and what I did buy, I got a Stellum store pick from Ace Spirits
The only thing on a downward spiral is your bank account.
is my bank account. And that's not a joke. It's just sad. It's the sad reality. But no, it's okay. I got $10 off because I ordered online for the first time.
Whoa.
So $10 off $100.
That's so much money saved,
So much
dude.
money saved. That's 10%.
Dude, that's nuts.
And it's a Stellum store pick. Last time we had Stellum on the podcast was when I blinded you guys and compared it to Old Granddad 114.
Whoa.
Oh.
We decided that Old Granddad 114 was better. That's still the case.
That does not surprise
The
me.
store pick is 116 proof, and it tastes like MGP. So good job, MGP, for making bourbon and grains that are very average. But you do supply a lot of folks, and I appreciate that. I also bought. I haven't tried this since our Polynesian episode.
You had a Polynesian
We
episode?
did. Oh, it was so amazing. We went into this guy's basement.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh.
it was so fun.
They
I felt like I was
didn't
in the
get-
Caribbean.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, we got kidnapped.
Surprising.
Yep. We before we went into the person's house, we had to put a bag over our heads, and then we just took the bags off, and all of a sudden we were in Tahiti.
That's
Well, hey.
Good. Go
And
to a Stargate.
it was the one I bought was a rum that I had on that episode that I really liked called El Dorado. It's a 12-year, and I'm happy to say it holds up still as a delicious sipping beverage. And then I also bought, this is another sad story. I thought I hit the jackpot. I went to Total Wine, and this is when I texted you asking if Blade and Bow, how you liked yours, if it was any good.
Yeah.
And I saw on the bottom shelf like tons of
Nice.
store pick Balcones single malt. So these are
Those are the new ones, aren't they?
no, I mean they've had the single malt for a while. The store picks are just whenever they get a store pick, and these are $90. And that's why I assume that no one was buying them because it's a lot of money. I mean that's Scotch money for
Yeah.
Texas whiskey, but we know better.
No, we don't know better.
That's the ironic part.
Apparently.
So I bought it and I get it home and it's 66% alcohol.
The Balcones?
Yep, it's 132 proof, I think. I double check that maybe later. And 53 months, which is forever in Texas time. And yeah, it's all right.
Poopy.
It's fine. It's quite.
Have you added water to it or anything?
No, I had one glass. I'm basing this whole thing off of one glass that I let sit. I poured it and I let it sit for 10 minutes. Then I drank it.
It is quite mid.
And I can compare it like this because I've had another one that was better.
Right.
In like just across the board, leaps and bounds. I'll count my lucky stars. A better drink, and that was another Total Wine store pick from Madison, Wisconsin. That is sadly no more. It has perished.
That's so old.
It has perished, and it lives only in the memory of my mouth.
Wait, was that the time that we went?
No, this is a different one. Yeah,
Okay.
This was when it was a
Wait,
bachelor party
Oh, that's
trip.
that's when you bought that?
That's when I bought that.
Oh, I thought we finished that in Madison. Or
No,
in Chicago.
no, we made a dent.
Chicago.
But
Chicago.
Doing shots of balcones.
yep.
No, we were doing other shots.
Well, we tried doing shots, and then we didn't
And
because
we
that
didn't
place was
because
lame.
we got denied.
So we
Rough.
went to another one,
And we also got denied.
and we did
Yes.
at the second place.
She wouldn't make the one shot you wanted,
Yeah.
but she would make an even worse
Yep.
shot.
It's hard when you have a bunch of like 22-year-olds with baby faces, and one of them's getting married. They just don't believe
Sorry.
you. I mean, you look like a bunch of like
Isn't Chicago home of Babyface though? Isn't that like a gang member
their thing,
from like 1920s?
maybe.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Never going back.
You're basing this off of your knowledge of Two-Face from Batman, or...
Chicago.
Chicago.
And so that
Big
is my
Apple,
life
baby.
update. Thank you for listening.
Cool. Carter, what do you
Wow.
I got.
got? Do a life update. How you doing?
I'm vibing.
Vibing.
I'm big vibing.
I was working at home.
Yo, working at home is sick.
Yeah.
Like, is dope. I roll out of bed, I get on my computer, and then I'm like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
For real.
like I'm working, and then I can like go downstairs in my basement when I'm done and like drink
I mean, that's the dream.
Water.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the dream.
drinking water all day, man. It's
Gatorade.
crazy.
It's kind of
Like-
crazy.
I'm like going downstairs. I'm like doing shots at Gatorade. It's crazy.
Go say hi to your dog anytime.
I know, it's awesome.
What's up, Mom?
What's up, Mom?
Shot.
Doing
Gatorade.
another shot at Gatorade.
Mom,
It's
where's the fruit punch?
I need to hit that fruit punch.
Um,
I ain't got no new whiskeys.
Think
Yeah.
of all the
I got
gas
nothing.
money you're saving, though.
I save so much money
Exactly.
on gas.
thousands
crazy.
of dollars.
I like don't spend it.
So I got
It
a
funds
question
your
for
whiskey
you.
obsession.
Yeah, fund the whiskey obsession. What is the longest streak you've gone without changing your clothes?
Probably
That's a
like
weird
4
question.
days.
What?
What?
Wow, that's impressive. Well, like you change your underwear, right?
I mean,
You think
Sometimes.
You think he changes underwear?
Depends on the day.
bro.
Let's be honest.
Wow.
Underwear is the last. If you are not going to change something, it's most likely going to be underwear.
No, it's
No,
going
it's-
to be my
Well,
underwear.
It's
Really?
the other way
Yep.
around.
If I'm
Yeah.
going to not change my clothes, I'm definitely going to change my underwear.
Well, what I take this for meaning for you, Dylan, is that you're
My
you're
outer
blessed.
appearance
You're
is
blessed
more
because
important.
I'm saying you're blessed because you don't get that feeling
I get
that dirty underwear
I get that
gives you.
grungy
Ew.
feeling.
And
That
I mean, and if you
funny
do, I mean, maybe
feeling.
it's the inverse where you do get that feeling and you just can
No,
you can
'cause,
push it
well,
aside.
You wear briefs, I think, right?
I
Okay.
wear
Now we're starting to talk
boxers.
about
Oh, you wear
underwear.
boxers?
Boxers. man,
Okay, so
yeah.
my mentality is boxers don't hug, so it's like
Right.
they don't get as
Oh.
dirty because
Yeah.
they're not in contact.
Right. There's partial truth to that.
It's been great, you guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Indy, for joining us. See you later.
I don't know about
All
that.
right, Carter, finish off your.
That's
your-
pretty
your
much
well
it.
do.
I haven't done anything.
Okay.
I have not bought anything because
Tried
Nice.
anything?
don't want
Nothing.
to buy any more whiskey.
So you just
I have
been
so
staying at
much.
home doing Gatorade shots.
I think Gatorade shots are dope.
Man, okay, okay.
I guess. Well, I guess my dad did buy
So-
a tumbling dice that I really liked.
Oh yeah, we had that on the other one.
that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think the ghost episode that I think we were talking about that we didn't
Spooky
edit.
ghosty.
We did a review on Blade and Bow that just released to our market.
Yep.
Kind of, I think it was agreed on as far as the pricing. It's decent.
It's like
It's $50.
Yeah,
I saw it yesterday.
That's how
I
much
didn't.
it
I didn't
should
pick it up
be.
because I wasn't sure.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk about just a brief like 1
You should
minute.
have told me what key it was because I'm
It was
trying
all
to get
five.
all five.
It was fives.
Was it all fives?
They were all fives.
Dang it! Actually, I
Oh,
might
just
need
a
a
total.
five.
Day. No, well, I think our mentality. We'll probably do an actual review on this at some point, but 1 minute review. Our mentality is it's like if you liked Blanton's and you can't get it, it's kind of got the same appeal as Blanton's.
Budgety.
Yeah, it's got the collectability key things. They're pretty interesting and it's pretty good. And it's got the Stitzel Weller story behind it, so it's kind of
Cool.
cool.
Yeah,
So,
that is nice.
yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, Carter.
Yeah, Gatorade shots, man.
All right. I have been pretty good. Just been
Nice.
trying to get the bruising on the leg down, and it's been getting a little bit more flexibility out of it.
Good,
Nice.
good.
Yep.
He's back to doing pole vaulting.
Yep.
His dream sport.
Now, if we punch you, will it hurt?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been doing as far as interesting things. I just picked up today, and I showed you guys Dewar's Japanese Smooth. Haven't tried it yet. Looking forward to it. Really, possibly a good budget Dewar's, and Catoctin Creek Cast Strength Rye, which I have not tasted either, but it was on sale.
Yep.
It was like originally marked as $90, and it was on sale for like $65. So I'm like,
Have to buy
That's
it.
a
Sure.
good buy.
goodbye. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're in the works for doing our top 10 spirits of the year, which it had gotten moved back. So we're doing kind of our
Filler stuff.
fillers. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it probably. This is kind of going to be one of a few non-alcoholic themed episodes.
Dry
Finally.
January.
All-inclusive.
Yeah, and we're kicking off with Indy. So
Even
Woo!
though I'm still not doing dry
Yeah.
January.
You're supportive of it.
because I kind of messed up and I didn't think about it.
What's so sad is like the people that have like problems with buying too much liquor or drinking too much, and then all these liquor
People
stores
who
are
have
advertising like
problems.
sales during January.
Yeah.
Like that's not nice. That's very
Yeah.
inconsiderate of people with real problems.
Right.
They're fine.
You heard
They'll
him.
be okay. They'll be okay.
Indy, we're going to kick it off to you, and you're going to
All
kind of guide us through this experience. So if you could, just
Yeah.
let's kick it off.
Okay, we're going on a journey, you guys. It's time for a tea journey. Traveling back thousands of years. Just kidding. But I'll be pouring the first tea. We're going to start off with pu'er, fermented tea.
Whoa.
And as I pour this and pass it out,
I
I'd
thought
like
we're
you
not doing
guys.
alcoholic stuff.
Oh my god.
She's trying to get us trapped.
Oh.
We're starting with this because, first of all, it's strong. It's the strongest one we're having today. And I think it's a good start because it's, to me, the most similar tea to whiskey
All right.
that you could possibly have. So you guys will have to tell me what you think of the notes and what you pick up on. So
I'm up to the challenge.
as we're doing this, I'd like you guys to answer a question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
At what point, since we're going on a tea journey today, at what point in your life did whiskey become like a journey to you? Like,
Whoa.
A necessity
That's
for survival.
philosophical, and I am not in the right mindset for that right now. I've been up since 3 a.m. I'm just like,
my boy is
I
just
want
here.
drank.
No, like, when did you realize whiskey was going to be something meaningful?
When did our villain
in
origin
your
story
life?
start?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's.
cool.
I feel like the podcast listeners want to know this.
Oh, it's
The
interesting.
origin.
That's a great question.
I totally forgot till just now. But the first tea episode we did with you, Indy, I don't have the recording date, but I have when we posted it to the YouTube.
Yep.
The old OG.
Which was just a few days later. I think.
Yeah. We posted it on September 14th of 2020
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
to
It's
the
been a minute.
Extraordinary Gentleman
Mhm.
YouTube channel.
The
Yikes.
The network,
extraordinary.
the
Network.
EOGMP
Yep.
network. All right. Well, I can start my villain origin story.
Oh my god,
can
Zach's
say.
a villain.
Because we've shared this one a long time ago, or I have, and it was camping with Pops, and I had Gentleman Jack with frozen bananas in it.
Wait a
right.
second. You
Talk
mean
about that.
Pops from regular
Yes,
show?
yep. He said,
good heavens.
yeah. Oh, good. Oh, golly, Zach, you have to try this.
Good show. Good show.
And the cause was, no need to keep the whiskey refrigerated. We just brought it. And then we had these bananas that were just frozen solid for whatever reason. And we were heading out the next day to go back to the landing where we had entered.
Mucho gracias.
And so we were just alone on a island in this lake, and I had Gentleman Jack with frozen bananas, and that's when it started tasting different. Like, that's because whenever someone had been like, "Hey, smell this," I thought it smelled disgusting.
Ew,
Like
alcohol.
alcohol is the yuckiest thing in the world.
Just like girls. Gross cooties.
Yep. And this 16-year-old Zach would disagree on that, but agree in other senses of the word.
In other senses.
And so that's just when everything changed. I was like, whoa, whiskey is really good.
Cool.
Oh, I
That's
did not
me.
know that.
Yeah.
Carter.
I don't know. You said whiskey good. I buy whiskey.
Monkey see, monkey,
Monkey
do.
see, monkey do. Unga bunga. My monkey brain go unga bunga.
So you're saying that
Auga.
I think when I really got into it was when you bought me that bottle
so the Elijah Craig.
of Elijah Craig.
Okay.
When you bought me that first C919 of Elijah Craig, and I was like, "Oh man, this is good."
The bottle that will live on in
Infamy.
Infamy. No. you know.
That went bye. Big sad.
Okay, so this is
Sorry.
we're going in with the pu'er.
I like the name
Pu'er.
because it sounds funny.
It smells good.
It smells phenomenal.
You guys, it's time to be real.
Dang it! I knew you were gonna say that because I've got to be real.
Well, I haven't
too.
said mine yet.
Well, say it then.
So I was in Minneapolis
Oh my god.
Hang on.
walking down the street,
He was living under a bridge.
and there was a paper bag I found on the side of the road. No, I'm kidding.
Sounds about right.
I would say it. When I turned 21, it was, like what do I go out and and get, because I've had, some beer and stuff before that, but it wasn't like I really liked it. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna get a whiskey, and the only whiskey I knew by like brand at the time was Knob Creek. Because I had seen smoked maple before, never had it, but I knew about it. And I think maybe like the small batch once or twice. So I bought that. I think I bought the small batch, and then after that I bought like the single barrel cast strength, near cast strength, the 120. But I think what really progressed it after that was watching or getting introduced to Whiskey Vault and Whiskey Tribe. So it kind of taught me some stuff for that, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to try some of that because they talked about it. So I'm like, oh, I want to try that, and get into it and kind of figure it out. So that's kind of what did it for me.
Yep. So are those YouTubers?
Yep.
Okay. So you found them, learned about whiskey.
The people with the bottle that Dylan brought for me today, those people.
Oh,
it's the same people.
Okay. The whiskey world is collectively like, what?
Did
you don't know who they are?
Did you bring single mom today?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach's got his single mom today.
Okay, so
suck it, listeners. I have one and you don't.
Nerds.
Because I have a good friend named Dylan who's a Patreon subscriber.
You just put too much money.
So what is this?
what are you
It's
getting?
like honey.
Yeah, what's the flavor? Oh, okay.
It's a little bit more complex than your normal black tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a little. You definitely taste like the leaf, like the dried leaves.
Stocky.
Yeah.
Taste. I think it's got a stocky taste.
It's very astringent.
What does that mean?
It tastes like fall to me.
Astringent. It's got like a very greeny taste.
Yeah.
Slight like. What is that?
I got like a rice flavor out of this.
It's like a wild rice.
Yeah.
It is kind of like wild rice.
Just brought me back to Yeltsin and the stupid wild rice from Yeltsin.
Nice long grain wild rice with my fresh cooked salmon.
I like this.
Nice.
It smells heavenly too.
I do really
It
like
does.
this.
Yeah.
It seems like it's expensive though.
It is. So this tea is from Chinatown in New York City, from a gourmet tea shop. And I bought it while I was there last November.
Straight from the source.
Was it like a small little Asian lady?
Chinatown.
She was like
New York City.
You know, it was a couple. Before COVID, they did tea ceremony there. So customers could come in, sit on the ground. They would do the whole ceremony along with serving the tea.
Okay.
Sadly, we didn't get to do it because of COVID. They didn't
When were
do
you
it
out
anymore.
there?
November of last year.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a little over a year. But
Wow.
yeah.
Have you? So the the limited tea stuff I've seen. It was actually Whiskey Tribe, their YouTube channel. They've actually gone to, I forget what the name of the tea house was, but there's a tea house in Austin where they went, and they did a tea ceremony there.
Ooh.
It was kind of cool to watch, but yeah, they had one that was fermented, and it was like super old, and it was like just bricks, and you would break it off the brick, and then he would like put it in the teapot, like make it. It
Yeah.
was really
So that's
interesting.
this kind of tea.
Okay,
it's like the one where they come in like the puck, like the round puck.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. This one just happened to be a loose leaf, but some of it is, caked together. I got a little description. So, pu'er is a post-fermented tea, which means the tea leaves go through a microbial fermentation process after they have been dried and rolled, causing the leaves to darken and change in flavor. This process allows the teas to not only improve with age like a fine wine, but many pu'ers are able to retain their freshness for up to 50 years.
Wow,
So it ferments after it's dried? That's weird.
but it stops.
No.
Sounds
Sounds
like
like
it
it
keeps going.
continues to, like a wine.
Okay, so it's always okay. Would you mind us asking what price is for
Yeah, I think
like
this...
one, like an average of one of this?
All of the money.
Okay, well, I got a sampler pack. So, like that little tiny box. I
Yeah.
got 3 of those for $35.
How much?
And each one is like 2 servings of tea only. So,
Oh wow! Well, thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.
Thanks.
It's a special occasion.
It's really yummy.
It is really good.
But yeah, to be honest, if that's the strongest one,
Yeah, so it's pretty light the way I brewed it
the way
today.
it's brewed today.
I didn't do
Sure.
that intentionally. It just happened.
Yep.
I wonder
That's
if
okay.
if the fermentation mellows it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know. It's like this is the only experience I've had with fermented tea.
Yep.
So it's like it's curious to know if you could if there would be somewhere you could find like a different variant range of dates for like the same tea.
Yeah, for sure.
And possibly from the same area. You know, like the because assuming there's probably different terroir, or one of our favorite words.
That we talk about.
Yeah, but figure out how different regions or just like farms affect it. But Indy, we'd never asked you how did you get into tea?
Let's see. I think I was just really interested in Asian culture in general, and coffee made me jittery, so I drank tea instead.
Yep.
Yeah, and probably YouTube channels also. They'd talk about tea culture and
It's a very aesthetic
history.
drink.
It is, you know.
The whole ceremony thing as part of culture is so ingrained for people that it's a lot more than just the drink. It's the experience. So you can see why that would be fun to take part in.
So yeah, it started off just the drink,
Okay.
and then I was like, "Oh, this is really interesting. The history behind it and cultural significance."
It will be significant.
Do you have any
So-
tea pets?
Hmm?
You. She doesn't know about tea pets, dude.
Okay, I've heard about this, but I don't know what it
You mean
involves.
chia pets?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I've heard about tea pets too.
Okay,
Do you-
explain.
A chia pet. No.
Do you want to explain, Carter?
Well, all I know is that I see it on TikTok, and I'm very basic, and it's like I don't know if it's something that's like culturally significant about it, but it's what I've heard is that people will brew tea, and they won't use the first steep, so they'll pour it out so that it opens up the leaves, and then they pour it on the tea pet because it's just cute, just a little turtle or something, and you pour your tea on the turtle.
You pour one out. You pour one out
pour
for the
one out
homie.
for the homies.
Oh, mhm.
And then you steep it again, but you use that second steep because it's like supposed to have more flavor.
yeah, I forget. It's
And-
something with the pot, right?
No, it's something with the tea leaves.
Which is what I did for this pu'er, because I've heard that too. But I never heard of the
Wanna know-
tea pet.
The tea pet, I don't think it doesn't have any benefit.
No,
as
it's
far
just
as-
No,
you just
yeah.
you just pour it out
Right.
over it.
Is it
but
like a little wooden thing, or
No, I think is it clay?
It's usually like a stone or something because I've
Like
seen it be like
in a bowl?
it's like on a wood plate, like a wood platter, and then you pour it.
It'll
over.
store the excess liquid. So yeah, he's right. You pour it onto the. Sometimes it's a frog. Sometimes it's like a turtle.
Yeah, I've seen,
I'm
like,
gonna look it up.
But
Interesting.
what I've seen it from was the whiskey tribe
tea pets.
episode where they went to the tea house, and that gentleman had one when he started, as he started serving there, he bought one, and he's had it for years now at this point, and it actually changes on the outside because you're always using it.
Yeah,
Right.
they are.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
are clay.
So you can it'll
That's
so it'll go
cool.
from a new clay to it'll darken
Yeah.
over time
Interesting,
and over the
interesting.
years you use it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool.
Does
I
it-
like this. How
does
did I
it-
not know
You don't drink the contents.
No.
Ever.
No, you
Yeah,
just
it
like
It's a
pour
dump-
it out.
it's a
and
dump.
It's
right.
would be our equivalent for like a
then-
whiskey dump glass.
Okay.
So it's part of the ceremony of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
How cute! There's a pig. There's a
You're
pig.
supposed
to Oh, you gotta
feed
get
your tea pet.
Fat pig. tea
Waddles,
pet.
it'd be
Yeah,
Waddles.
It's
Waddles the
Waddles.
tea pet.
Look at the cat. Look at the fat cat.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap, that's a big cat.
That's how I was
I
laughing
would
while you were
feel
talking.
bad
'cause
pouring
this
liquid
popped
on
up.
that. I feel like that'd be like a put down. It's like, hey, fat cat, take this
Stop.
water. It's not like it's not like refreshing like a growing plant. It's just like
Boiling hot. Yeah,
you
almost.
just throw the boiling water on the pudgy cat.
Sad.
Because I can't do it in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Trivia.
Round
Okay.
2.
Where does tea grow in the wild?
As far as
In a rice paddy.
are we looking for a region or
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Where did the tea plant originate?
I'm
Wow.
gonna guess
There's
Shenzhen,
three-
China.
3 countries
3 countries.
that it grows wild in.
I guess China would have to be one of them.
I don't know. I
is
feel
what
like, I feel like it's too
That's
obvious.
too obvious. It's too
They
on the
just mastered
nose.
it.
Well,
I'm gonna
it
say
would be-
Indonesia.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
thinking Indonesia.
Nepal.
Okay.
Paul's a good guess.
That is a good guess. There's a lot of
Dylan,
tea
are you
in
sticking with
Nepal.
China?
My second guess will be Taiwan, but I'll do China as my primary.
Okay. China, India, and Burma.
Burma.
So you guys weren't so far off.
Is
Interesting, though, huh?
It is. I feel gypped because China is such a big country.
It's also
In a
so
big
on the
country.
nose for tea.
But that's what they're known
Yeah.
for.
Well, I
Right.
know, but it's always like some weird. It's like you don't expect it to be like
We're
that.
we're overthinking.
You're just
the
expecting
question.
that you're going to
Yeah.
get tricked.
Yeah.
Exactly, because it's gonna be like some weird country that like nobody knows about. Like, would be think that tea would come from, and then it's like, ha, gotcha, and it's like, okay,
It's Morocco.
oh my god, it's Spain.
Yeah.
You guys never know if I'm throwing you for a loop
We don't.
or
We don't
yeah.
mastermind of mind games, Indy, Indy the trickster.
Okay, you guys want to guess this. The earliest recorded tea drinkers are the Chinese. Just how long have they been brewing up this stuff?
Oh,
Since the
Since the beginning of time.
5,000 years.
yeah, I don't know my dynasties.
since the Jing Dynasty.
I'm going to say, are we looking? If we're looking for a time date, I'm going to say
Just an amount.
1500
of
BC.
time.
I'm gonna say BCE, 1500 BCE.
That's what I meant. What is
Well,
that like?
the answer is 3,000 years.
Oh snap!
So
That's a long
a
time.
little
a
after.
1,000 BC.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
The spicy milky tea from India is called what?
Spicy milky tea.
That is chai.
Bing, 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 bing,
No,
bing.
that's from India.
That she said.
That's what it
India.
said.
Oh, how they said from? Okay,
That is chai.
I thought you said Indiana.
That's next on our list,
From
you guys.
Indiana.
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 I'm sending you to Tampa,
Sorry.
Florida.
The next stop on our journey,
Tampa, Florida. Swamp
the
water.
Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium,
Yummy.
where they
It is
manufacture the finest of chai.
It is the pool after a Jaguars game.
Oh,
of beer
no.
and all the other things
Stop.
Yuck.
at the bottom of the
All
stand.
right, so we're,
Gross.
we're trying chai tea. If you didn't.
Oh
hear.
shoot, that looks bomb. Dude, this is the mood I'm in right now. I'm so like
When are you not in that mood?
brain fried right now. When I'm
Thank
not
you.
up at 3 a.m.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh boy, 3 a.m. I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
Oh, this one is
Oh yeah.
delightful.
I'm big hype.
Yum.
It's got some cinnamon, some brown sugar,
That's not cinnamon, that's cardamom.
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 Yo. Let's go. Shout out.
This is the most candle tasting of tea.
It does smell like a
it-
candle.
Oh yeah, I love
This
Oh my
is
this.
god,
like-
it does taste like a candle.
It does
Why
taste
did you have
like-
to say that? It's not that hot anymore.
It tastes like I just put a Target candle in my mouth.
Oh yeah,
Like
this
a
is-
like a s-
I distilled Bed Bath and Beyond to
Yeah.
a single flavor.
I put a spiced cinnamon candle in a distiller thingy in it,
a
like
distiller, a still.
a distiller thingy.
No, we're calling them distiller thingies from now on.
I like a distiller thingy.
So I got this summer in Ely.
Nice.
This dude from Superior, Wisconsin makes it. And it's a mushroom chai mix. So it's got
some
all
mushroom
the chai spices, black tea powder, and then 3 different types of mushroom extracts.
That's why-
Chaga,
that's cool.
turkey tail, and reishi.
Is that why I'm starting to see Bongo the
That's
talking
right.
kangaroo?
Uh-huh.
Boom, 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 boom.
And he's hopping his way towards you.
Yo, I see Funky Kong in the corner, dude.
So, I think we talked about this a little bit on the first episode that you were on. So chai tea is not a actual tea, correct?
It's soup.
It's a spice.
Yeah, it's like a tea mixture. Like a
So
cocktail.
It's a broth.
So even if this has mushroom, that would fine because chai tea in general is not an actual category.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It has tea in it.
I remembered.
Black tea.
Okay.
but it's got
But it
extra
also-
stuff.
Exactly.
Like the
yeah.
spices and other stuff in it. I'm a big chai fan.
Yeah.
Like but it's hard to find good chai.
This is the stuff.
That's
You guys,
bomb.
Elevated Spores is the company name. I wonder if they have an online.
I feel like he sells things on the side.
Yeah,
too,
this
under
sounds
the
like this
same-
man is making mushrooms in
When
his
I
basement.
met this man, I was like, "You're a little bit too happy to be someone who lives in
Superior,
He
Wisconsin.
looked like this.
Yep.
Dude was just wired.
He's like Jack Nicholson. Just
It
I want
tastes
whatever
like
you've got,
cardamom.
Mister. Give me your mushrooms."
Hey, mushroom guy, hit me up.
so I like that a lot.
Yeah,
No, that's
it's
really good.
Really good stuff.
This is something that I could see a lot of people paying like $16 for at like Starbucks.
Yeah,
I
which
guess I
they do.
have.
Yep.
Yep. So this is better than a normal cup of chai tea, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's got way more flavor.
I have
does.
at work, I'm working at coffee roastery, access to caffeine all the time. However, there are times in the evening where I'm like, I really don't need
I don't
caffeine,
want a cup of coffee. Yeah.
but I want something.
Decaf.
So I have a decaf chai tea that I kind of like. So,
That's a good mixer up
Yeah.
of the palate.
It is.
I do the same with peppermint tea at work,
Gotta get that oolong, baby.
Good for concentration.
which, by the way, I'm out. I think there's still
Hit me up.
isn't there a box still in the? That's my box
Yeah, in my tea drawer.
in your tea drawer.
That's mine.
I need to fight you for that peppermint
So,
tea.
you got to wonder, like, it's Indian spices mixed with milk, which the British put in their tea.
right.
How did these two come together?
Because
this
the
is-
British
yeah,
took
the-
over the Indians. That was bad.
They colonized them pretty hard.
That was insensitive, but okay.
It was. I'm sorry.
But historically
I think
correct.
I think that is true though,
It is true.
It is. Yeah.
and that would be my guess. Is
lack
this a
of
trivia
better
question or
terms.
is this?
Well, I guess so. How do you guys think that happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave your
colonization.
answers. So in 1835, the British set up tea farms in India. So the black teas they produced were made into these chai recipes. So they combined their use with milk and sweetener with tea, but they used the Indian masala spices. And that created masala chai that we drink today.
Yeah, I can just see it. Good God, we're out of tea.
So
Let's go set up shop somewhere in India.
Where can I
you
go
make
to
tea
get
now?
And then they made the
chicken
India Tea
chai
Company.
tikka masala?
And then Jack Sparrow came along.
The East Indian Company.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you
'Cause
say,
That's a thing.
Zach?
I don't know. He said something about chicken.
I said where can I go to order chicken chai tikka masala?
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's fake. It's not real
Whoa.
that I know of.
Well, I would assume if it's masala spices, then it would be in the masala sauce.
Right. But now I want chai. Put some milk. Put more milk
Oh,
in my masala.
so gross.
Honey, no. Okay. Question. What is the average productive life of a tea plant? What do you think?
Oh,
Like,
Four
it can be harvested multiple times.
4 years.
Okay.
I like that guess.
I'm gonna say a year.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I feel like
you
it's
guys.
got a lot of turnover.
I'm gonna go with 4.
30 to 40
Oh,
years.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
crazy.
Yeah. So some have even been able to be harvested from 50 to 80 years later.
That's ridiculous.
They must take care of their crop.
I bet people are like
It's like they're
I only want my tea from the 40-year-old plant.
Yeah.
You know.
very particular.
They're very rich.
How large do they get? I mean, after 40
That's a good
years, you feel like,
question.
I mean, like, I suppose they have a maximum size. Like, a shrub can only get so large.
Yeah, but
They
do
probably prune it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just imagine. Yeah, somebody just coming in with
Sure.
a weed whacker and
It's
just
like,
like,
whoa.
Oh, whoops.
just like they're doing yard work.
Oh,
and then
was that
actually-
that was your tea plant? Oh, sorry
Oh,
about
no.
that.
That was my 30-year-old.
My grandpa planted that.
Oh,
Back in the
crap.
1800s.
That's not. It's a 140-year-old.
They just
No.
look like little bushes. They're not that big.
A shrubbery.
Shrubbery.
With a little fence around it.
Require shrubbery.
Okay.
I like it.
That's a good question.
Good
We
tea.
better move on before the matcha gets too cold.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're
Okay.
we're having Japanese matcha now.
I'm not a fan of matcha.
I'm gonna
No,
rinse
I
my
know. I'm just
glass out.
I'm just seeing if I would enjoy actually like good brewed matcha. Is it? Wow, that's really
dark.
green.
It's that oolong moolong chicken nugget sauce.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I haven't been a fan of a matcha that somebody has given me.
Yeah.
He's unappreciative.
Well, they're always from like Starbucks and they never taste good. They're like super bitter or they just have like no flavor.
Have you know she did not go to Starbucks for this?
See, okay, so matcha isn't supposed to be associated with something sweet to drink, you know?
No, it's
Okay.
bitter.
Oh, yeah, bitter and even savory.
Ooh.
So keep that in mind.
It smells brothy. Mm-hmm. Very brothy.
Yeah, this has like a stinking nettle kind of vibe.
It
where, like,
does.
Ooh, nettle tea.
yeah, it kind of like the roof of my mouth is reacting to this.
This has
It tickles your tongue a little bit.
much more. It's much more viscous than the first one. Obviously, the second one had milk in it, so it's, yeah.
Because, of course, with matcha, you're drinking the tea leaf. It's ground, mixed in the water.
It's been crushed.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been diluted.
This is much more vibrant and bright.
It's got a lot more flavor, a lot more character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm with Carter on the. I probably wouldn't drink this on the regular.
Yeah, I
No.
don't
This,
love
this
it.
would have to be like a once in a while tea.
It's like
Yeah.
a special thing.
Yeah.
I actually mixed my matcha with the chai that we had earlier
Yeah.
Oh,
in an iced latte. It's really good.
It is really good. I've had it.
chai latte.
Zach's like, dang it. It's really good.
I like this because how different it is, but yeah, I don't. This is not. It's not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's
Okay,
kind
so-
of dry
Yeah.
in your mouth.
It
I mean,
is.
to me, it tastes like a dandelion. Did you guys ever eat a dandelion because someone said they're
That's
edible?
dandelion.
Oh,
It's like that TikTok trend where everyone was eating 7 dandelions at once.
Ew.
Why was that a trend?
be the last one of the season.
Why was the Tide Pod challenge trend?
Yeah,
I think
'Cause
the
it's
forbidden
fun.
fruit.
The forbidden fruit. Yeah.
it's just a challenge. Like,
If they didn't want me to eat it, why would they color it?
Why was the
Very
cinnamon
candy
challenge a
flavored.
thing? It's the same
exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
Food challenges are so great.
This tastes
Yeah.
like
Not dangerous at all.
fishy to me.
Fishy.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know why.
It was sitting in the cast iron pot.
Well, I don't know. I always find these taste very like seaweedy.
Zach calls it
fishy.
vegetal.
Yeah, it's vegetable.
It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. It kind of grows on you though. It's really good if you drink this while eating a dessert.
I can see that. It would balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice cheesecake.
This would probably actually really be good with sushi, though.
I feel
Yeah.
like sushi's too delicate for a big flavor like this.
Maybe.
But
I think it depends on the fish.
what if you do? If I feel like if you're pairing the soy sauce with sushi, or the other way around, then this would be okay.
What if we did a sake episode?
Yeah.
No, we've talked about that. I think in the past,
That'd be
it just
cool.
never happened.
I don't know what flavor from sushi would complement this.
See, that's the
fishy?
thing. I think
Right,
like
but-
an eel would go well with this, or do you think eel is a little too delicate?
I mean, I don't get why fish would be a complement to this.
Because-
why would fish make this better, or vice versa? I don't see how that would do it.
I really don't either. But
I'm trying to think of something that I could eat with this or drink, eat with while drinking matcha.
I feel
to
like
make them
literally-
both taste better.
eel or like a fatty tuna would go well
So
with this.
fat, you want it to be fatty.
A little bit fattier.
Yeah.
Just because
I
it kind of
agree.
cuts
Like
through.
a fatty sushi.
Yeah.
And then-
uh-huh.
Like this cuts the fat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then it will kind of like.
I can see that.
I think it would kind of smooth out the harsher flavors of the matcha if you don't necessarily love that as much. Mm-hmm. So it would be a little
Like
bit.
oily fish with a cut sharp matcha.
Yeah.
Cutting sharp. Mm-hmm.
There was an episode they did a sushi with Japanese whiskeys,
Okay.
Wow.
and they actually dunked the fish in one of the Japanese whiskeys.
Hmm.
They said it was really good.
Yeah.
Wanted to try that.
As long as it stayed.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, as long as it stayed the correct temperature.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that dipping, like soy sauce especially, ruins sushi. Not because the soy flavor is so dominant. It is, but it's because you're changing the temperature of
The rice.
the rice too quickly. It makes Especially if you have like a cold, chilled piece of fish on it, and you put it in room temperature soy sauce, something's wrong there, or vice versa. You know, like say you have like a crunchy shrimp tempura and it's hot or parched. You know, it's warm, and then you put it in room temperature soy sauce and it chills.
It's not the same.
It brings everything to room temp, but it's happening in your mouth, and it doesn't taste right.
Yummy. Now I want sushi.
Yeah.
Me too. Should we go out for sushi
Yeah,
after this?
let's go to Sake
Kyoto.
Sushi or Kyoto.
Either
Unlimited.
way,
All you can eat.
someone drive me. I don't want to drive anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. So here is an interesting story about a man in the tea world who's very prominent. So his name was Lu Dong, and he was a priest from the 8th century. Carter.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm a child.
and he was so inspired by a poem by Chinese poet Lu Yu that he decided to spend his entire life looking for the perfect tea preparation. So he has coined the tea maniac in the tea world.
So did he invent the tea ceremony, or
I don't think so.
But did he
just,
find the perfect preparation?
That's what we need to know. I don't know.
he's like, so you take the leaf and you take a cup of water,
You put
and then
water.
you just do this,
Yeah.
mix it,
And then you drink it.
But can you imagine having a cup of tea and being like, yeah, this is going to be my whole life.
Yeah.
No,
This is my closing statement
this is my personality now.
because I feel like this is kind of you guys with whiskey.
It's true.
Way to round it out.
This is my personality now.
A lot of people ask, "What's the best whiskey?" and a lot of people respond, "I haven't had it yet."
It's true.
Always a pursuit.
Well, that's been pretty cool.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Eddie, for all those delicious, tantalizing
Flavors
teas.
and the questions.
Yeah.
Questions were very
Questions
nice.
were very good.
Did you have a tea that we wanted to do?
Yeah, we can't. If we have more hot water, we can brew it real quick. So, yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, hot water. Not everyone has hot water, okay?
My nose is still a little runny.
I guess I'll go heat up the kettle.
Okay.
We'll make some. This stuff smells amazing.
All right.
I didn't think we were going to have it because he's like, ugh, black tea is just disgusting. And he's like, where's the one tea
Where's
that I
the
got?
one tea?
I'm like,
tea?
boy,
But
you know
it's-
full well. You just told me it's disgusting.
But it's black tea. He's like, I don't care.
So what you recently turned 21.
I did. About 2 months ago.
Since we are on a beverage podcast, what has been some of your favorite things you've tried?
Okay,
so
that's
far?
a good question. Okay, at Coalition in Excelsior,
Yep.
I had this martini that was a pear ginger martini. It was really good. I tried that. See, I'm not a whiskey girl, but Lane and Whitney, my mom, dad, Zach, and I went to Billy Sushi
Okay.
in Minneapolis, and it's known to be one of the best sushi restaurants in Minnesota. The owner's interesting because he's Russian, Japanese, which is a really rare
Yeah.
mixture, I guess.
I suppose it happens. I mean, that's decently close proximity.
Yeah, so he's a well-known chef in the area, and I got to meet him actually, which is cool. But I had one of their green tea cocktails when I was there with the sushi.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was really good. It had like a pineapple slice in it. It was kind of that green, vibrant green color. It was good.
Cool. So while we wait for some hot water, you have a Etsy page, correct?
I do.
Do you want
Yeah.
to tell us a little bit about your page, and if anyone
Sure.
wants to go check it out?
Sure. So, yeah, when we did our last podcast, I was still working with you guys at the coffee shop. But since then, I started a floral business, and I've been specializing in dried florals and all natural handmade candles and handmade paper, which I make all here. And everything is inspired by the Minnesota wilderness. So my Instagram handle is Into the Wild Floral. And you can find me on Etsy under that same name in all caps, Into the Wild Floral, to check out what I do.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I spend my days. These days is just foraging for stuff and then making it into different arrangements, wreaths and bouquets and flower crowns, all that stuff.
You got any questions?
No.
That's actually how I found this chai. Because I had a booth at a festival this summer.
Yep.
Where I sold my stuff, and this guy was there too.
Because of Mushroom Man.
How many tea varieties have you had or are you aware of?
Ooh, I don't know. I heard there's like 1,000 different varieties. If you break it down.
Right.
I've had like 6, I guess.
So
like true tea.
Yeah.
I guess the broad varieties are, black tea, green tea, white tea, red tea, and pu'er. So I've tried all those.
It's funny.
Pu'er.
As far as the range in pricing, what seems to be one of the factors as far as dictating price ranges of tea? Is it a combination of, obviously rarity would be one, but what seems to dictate some of that pricing, and what kind of seems to be like typically on one end versus the other?
Well, matcha I think is at the high end, depending on what grade you get, because a lot of matcha has to be grown in the shade and hand harvested in the spring, like a very specific time of year. And then there's the whole milling process. So that can be really expensive just for a tiny little amount. And it also doesn't stay good for long.
Okay.
So that's pretty expensive. And then the pu'er can be really expensive, especially if it's fermented. Like if you want tea that's been fermenting for 50 years, you're going to have to spend a lot to get it. Mm-hmm. Like a wine that's really expensive. Like that. So, and then on the low end, black tea, it's everywhere. Which we're about to have.
Which we are about to enjoy.
I guess one last question before we try Zach's special tea.
Okay.
Wow.
What, for anyone listening to the podcast right now, wondering or thinking how to improve their brewing setup, or just in general their experience from tea, what would become some steps you could recommend to work on for brewing tea, or just in general if they wanted to get off Lipton and into something a little bit more exotic as far as that?
We all can't be Kermit, It's in that picture of
That's true.
Kermit with Lipton tea.
That's a good question. I don't know. Google it.
Google it. That's a nice answer.
Just, referring to the proper authorities.
Yeah.
That being the entire internet.
For sure.
That seems like
Find
I'd
specialty
say-
tea
That's a
shops.
good
That's pretty much the big thing.
Do you
A
have
lot of
any,
them are closed now, though.
I know.
those tea shops?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any YouTube channels or anything you could point people to?
So the YouTube channel May Leaf, MEI Leaf, is really good. You guys.
Okay, Mayleaf. Cool.
Yeah. They make a lot of videos, but they only have 100,000 subscribers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not for a play button.
That's right, but I feel like
What
they
is
deserve a
that
lot more.
smell?
Carter's like, it's crap if it doesn't have a play button.
It's not what I mean at all.
Ooh, that's so strong.
This
That's
smells
tea.
wild. What in the world,
I'm
dude?
excited about
Yeah,
this one.
Dylan is.
it's
gonna
all
like
in the
this
spell.
one.
What in the heck?
It's crazy, ain't it?
I don't know if I like that.
Drink scotch.
Yeah, but
It's cool though, isn't it? It's
So
like,
It's
this
not bad.
Oh,
this tea.
it just
What are the
smells,
smell notes on it? Smoke.
ash.
Yeah,
It smells like I just put a campfire in my nose.
but it's like a seaside smoke.
But it's like so
Seaside.
much.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like you're burning driftwood.
Yeah, it's like whoa.
I'll have to make you guys pu'er again, because the first time I made it, I thought it was kind of like whiskey, because it has that, you take a sip of it and you have to wait a little bit until you take a sip again. Like when you're drinking
It's
whiskey,
just like-
you can only have a little bit at a time.
Right.
Oh, I
So,
spilled it myself.
and it was very rich and dark like that. But this one we had earlier
Whoa,
was very light in comparison. So
that's good.
yeah,
Actually,
this one is nice.
I love the nose on it.
it's so what this is forgive me if it's butchered the pronunciation, but Lapsang Souchong, LAPSANG SOUCHONG, and it is just black tea that is picked, then smoked, then dried, then rolled, then smoked again, and then that's what kicks off the process of making it,
Right.
it's not fermented, but that it continually releases certain parts of the tea over time when you smoke it the second time, and after it's been dried and rolled. So then it's just stored. So then you drink it like that.
No, it's super cool.
So it's smoked over specific. This is specifically smoked over pine wood and pine sap stuff.
That makes sense.
So that's why it smells so, like, not just smoke, like wood smoke. It's like burning sap and needles.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's actually, this is banned in Europe, certain parts of Europe, because of its very high carcinogenic content.
Carcinogen.
Because what happens is the smoke clings to the tea. So when you brew it, you're just taking we've made liquid smoke.
We're drinking cigarettes.
We're drinking cigarettes right now.
No,
So
that's
Hey,
a
how
little.
are you?
That's a little too far.
Hate it.
so it's
I gotta tell you.
Yep. So it's it shouldn't be too unhealthy, but it's unhealthy enough, I guess, that Europe's like, let's just not do that.
That's one of those things.
That's
Those silly
interesting.
Europeans.
Yeah.
man.
Silly European.
I guess this would be on the same level as like doing barbecue, though. Then, like, how much worse could it be?
Mm-hmm.
Smoking meat,
It's just how much gets
Yeah.
imbued into the product.
right?
You'd think meat
Interesting.
would be
Yeah.
pretty absorbent too.
No, it's really good. Obviously, the smoke is it doesn't penetrate as much
The
Into the
flavor is like
flavor.
into the
it's
flavor,
just
but it does.
black
It's
tea.
there.
Yeah.
It kind of like sits on the side of
Yeah,
your
like if
tongue,
you-
which is weird.
Yeah.
If you breathe it in too quick, it's like, oh, the smoke really gets you.
Oh,
As
man.
if you're inhaling the smoke from a fire.
This was a recommendation from someone I work with. He listens to another podcast, not about whiskey or anything, but the guest on this podcast is a known fervent Scotch drinker. It's his favorite drink. And he
Fervent.
was, yeah, fervent. And he was drinking this tea and he was like, I could seriously drink this over certain scotches.
No, this would be, yeah. If I wanted to substitute a Scotch with a non-alcoholic drink,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
up there. Like,
Yeah. And then it's because it's black tea, it's half the content of caffeine
Right.
as compared to coffee. So it still like gives you that little kick. So
probably not going to keep you up all night, though.
yeah, it's kind of, tea is hard for me because I like the caffeine content of coffee as the pick me up.
Yeah.
So I'll drink that. And then I just kind of prefer the non-caffeinated teas in general because I can drink them whenever.
As do I.
Especially like the end of the night. That's when, I don't drink tea that often, but when I do, 80% of the time, it's at like 8:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Yep.
I rarely drink it in the morning.
Yeah. How much do you have a price on what a pack of this would be?
So this wasn't loose leaf, like genuine stuff. This is like prepackaged, which I guess technically is the same depending on who's asking, where you get it from. But yeah, it's nothing. This is $5 for 30 packs.
Man.
So
yeah, I might have to get some of this for like work or something or home.
yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much going to conclude this episode. Indy, thank you for coming on and
Thank you for inviting me on.
letting us sample your exquisite tea selection. And yeah, once again, go check out your Instagram. And what can you list off your Instagram handle?
Yeah, you guys, Into the Wild Floral. That's where I'm at.
And your Etsy page?
Same thing,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Thank you.
Make sure you put in floral at the end. Otherwise,
Floral.
they just think you're looking for that Chris McCandless story.
Yeah, which is cool too.
Which
but-
is that is a pretty cool. It's maybe you should read that first and then buy some candles that reflect his philosophy.
Yep. Go
exactly.
Go check out her Instagram and Etsy. Look at a candle and maybe some floral selections. That's going to do it for this episode. Concluding thoughts from you guys?
I apologize for the silliness.
Tea is really good. I still recommend drinking it at night though, over the morning.
I agree.
Cool.
It's more fun to wind down with the tea.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on the special dry month activities of the Whiskey House
Boring.
Pub House.
Just kidding. Everyone's like 1 star.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So, and join us next time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.